Hello again, everybody. Welcome to Church at Home with Rachel for Tuesday, the 9th of January, 2024. I am glad to be with you again today. Today I am in Brandon, and hopefully I'll be seeing the cathedral. That will be where my office is, and I will be seeing my new home, what it looks like, and how much space I have, and how much I have to pare down from my office and around the house, and all of those lovely things. But today I'd like to share with you again a piece from Common Prayer, a liturgy for ordinary radicals. And this one was back from, I flagged it from back at the end of the year, it's an event from November 30th. And the paragraph here says, first of all, there's a phrase. There's always a versicle in response that is through the liturgy of the morning prayer. And in this one, it was, if we are in the light as you are in the light, we can find our way together. That's really beautiful, isn't it? And here it says, American farmer and poet Wendell Berry has written, Sabbath observance invites us to stop. It invites us to rest. It asks us to notice that while we rest, the world continues without our help. It invites us to delight in the world's beauty and abundance. Again, if we are in the light as you are in the light, we can find our way together. You being Christ, we can find our way together. If we are in the light with Christ, we can find our way together. But it was just a reminder about Sabbath observance invites us to stop. It invites us to rest. It asks us to notice that while we rest, the world continues without our help. It invites us to delight in the world's beauty and abundance. I find that really powerful because I am really not good at resting. Sabbath is not my favorite thing. And as I move into being a bishop, I know that one of the things I need to model and one of the things I need to expect of my clergy and my laity is that the all importance of rest, of taking a Sabbath. I once knew someone who was powerful in the church who said that you work 5 days a week and you give Sunday to God, meaning you only get one day off. And if you happen to be a priest and you have funerals or weddings on Saturday, or you got to write a sermon, well, then you do that too. And what ends up happening is people get burned out if you work too hard. We see that with people who work all the time. Look at firefighters during forest fire season. Look at what happened to so many people during COVID. Our doctors and nurses and people who were responsible for being there all the time, who got no time off work. They actually got in some cases, they got as sick as the people they were helping because they didn't take rest. Rest is so very important to us, not just getting 7 hours of solid sleep every night, but actually taking a Sabbath break, taking a weekend, taking a day off, taking a holiday, taking time away from your normal, whatever your routine is. Sabbath is important. It's important so that you can reconstitute yourself, to take a deep breath, let your cells rest, let your body take that deep breath and get regenerated to get ready to go again. But it's also good for our minds because I don't know about you, but I think there's a lot of us out there, myself included, that have this idea that if I don't do fill in the blank, then either it won't get done at all or it won't get done properly. And then I also, maybe other people might have this as well, is that this thing is that if it doesn't get done at all, the world will come to a screeching halt because that is so important. No, not at all. When we allow ourselves, and I think this might be like a North American, like a Western world problem, this workaholism and this idea that we have to go, and we are the ones who have to do it because it can only be done right if we do it. First of all, I acknowledge that is very arrogant. That I have to trust that there are other people who are equally capable of doing the job. Will they do whatever it is the way I would do it? Probably not. But will the outcome be the same? Quite possibly. And we need to allow ourselves the peace and the humility, not the humiliation, but the humility of knowing that if I let go and let someone else do this thing, it will get done. Life will go on. Nobody will die. Now, I am not a firefighter. If I was a firefighter and said, well, somebody else will do it, that's a problem. But just generally, you know what I mean? Just generally speaking in our lives, The things that we allow ourselves to, we give ourselves a pat in the back for because, I do this so well. And it's so important to everybody that I do this and that everybody acknowledges that I'm the one who really does it the best. So we'll just let me go in there and do that and everything will be okay. There's a fine line between being someone who serves others and being someone who serves because it serves yourself. And I've been there. I've done that. Over 24, almost like we're looking at 24 and a half years of ministry, there have been lots of seasons in which I was like, you know what, I should do that because I know my people and they'll really appreciate it if I do that. And there have been seasons when I have had my hand slapped or I've been pushed back down, and in not such a humility growing way, but more in a humiliating way, been shown that I have been arrogant, that the way I'm thinking doesn't allow other people's to grow. And I don't know about you, but part of my job is to train people up and allow them to go out and do what God calls them to do. And if I keep saying, well, I'm the only one who can do it, because I'll do it right, then I'm actually undermining the very work that I'm called to do. We all need to take that deep breath. We all need to face ourselves in the mirror and look at ourselves and say, not in humiliation, but in humility, I, and put your name in there, I, Rachel, am not that important in the grand scheme of things. If I mess up, the world will not come to a screeching halt. If I make a mistake, life will go on. If I allow someone else to do something that I normally do, and they don't do it the way I do, or they don't do it as well as I do, it will still get done. And that is okay. Sabbath is not just about recuperating and regenerating and getting the strength we need to go and do things again. Sabbath can indeed be about recognizing that we are a cog in the machine. We are not the sum total of the machine. God has set it up that we work collaboratively. We're all important, but none of us is that important. None of us is more important. So I pray that when I'm in Brandon this week, that I will be able to step back and trust that these people in this diocese who are doing all this work that they have been doing since their former bishop left, are doing it just fine. They are not waiting for the grand Savior Rachel to come in and take over. They are inviting me and anticipating the moment when I will come and join them in the work that they have been doing so well all along. And isn't that really the greatest kind of Sabbath? When we can acknowledge that we are needed, but we are not the most necessary, which takes a weight off our shoulders and allows us to work in collaboration with others rather than being the boss. Sometimes it's important to take a look at that kind of rest and appreciate it for what it is. Have a great day, everybody. I'll see you again tomorrow for Church at Home with Rachel. Okay, now that one was Sabbath. I can do one more. Let's do Wednesday.